In the bustling courtroom of New York City's federal district, I stood up, my voice echoing off the polished wood panels, and announced to the judge, the jury, and every reporter in the room that I was firing my lawyer right then and there. The gasps rippled through the audience like a wave, but I didn't care. I was done with Leo Harlan, the man who defended me through the scandal that threatened to ruin my life, only to become the scandal himself. Little did I know, as the cameras flashed and headlines blared my betrayal, that I was burying the remnants of a love I'd once cherished more than my own freedom. The trial had started 6 months earlier, when my tech startup Innovate AI was accused of data breaches that exposed millions of users' personal information. I was the CEO, the golden boy of Silicon Valley who'd moved his operations to Manhattan for the vibe, but now I was facing federal charges for negligence and fraud. Leo was assigned to me through a high-profile firm. He was sharp, mid-30s, with a reputation for winning impossible cases. From our first meeting in his sleek office overlooking Central Park, there was an undeniable spark. He leaned across the desk, his blue eyes locking onto mine, and said, "Ethan, we're going to beat this. Trust me." I did more than I should have. As the weeks turned into months, our professional relationship blurred into something deeper. Late nights poring over documents in his apartment turned into shared confessions under dim lamplight. Leo opened up about his own struggles, growing up in a conservative Texas family that disowned him when he came out at 18. I shared my fears of losing everything I'd built, the isolation of being a gay man in a cutthroat industry where vulnerability was a weakness. One evening, after a grueling deposition, he kissed me, and the world shifted. It wasn't just attraction. It was a connection that made the chaos bearable. We kept it secret, of course, ethics rules forbade it, and the media would have a field day. But secrets have a way of unraveling. Whispers started in the firm, then leaked to tabloids. CEO's cozy ties with defense attorney raise eyebrows. The prosecution pounced, filing motions to disqualify Leo, claiming conflict of interest. I denied everything publicly, but inside, I was torn. My board pressured me. "Fire him, Ethan. Save the company." Leo begged me to fight it, his voice cracking over the phone. "We can win this together. Don't let them tear us apart." The night before my decision, we argued fiercely in my penthouse. He accused me of prioritizing my image over us. I shot back that he was risking his career for a fling. It ended with him storming out, leaving me alone with the weight of choice. The next day in court, I made my announcement. The judge adjourned amid the uproar, and Leo's face, pale, betrayed, haunted me as he gathered his files without a word. Reporters swarmed me outside. "Why fire him now?" I fed them lines about needing fresh perspective, but the truth was fear. Fear of societal judgment, of being labeled not just a fraud but a manipulator using romance to sway a case. In the gay community, reactions were mixed. Some praised my independence. Others called me a coward for throwing Leo under the bus. Social media exploded. Ethan Dump's lawyer trended, with memes mocking our alleged affair. Life post-firing was a whirlwind. I hired a new lawyer, a no-nonsense woman who got the charges reduced to misdemeanors with a plea deal. Innovate AI survived, stock prices rebounded, and I became a symbol of resilience. But at night, alone in my empty apartment, regret gnawed at me. I'd check Leo's LinkedIn. He'd left the firm, started a solo practice in Brooklyn, focusing on pro bono work for LGBTQ rights. Friends urged me to reach out, but pride held me back. "You did what you had to," my best friend Mark said over drinks. "Love doesn't pay the bills." Months later, at a charity gala for gay youth, our paths crossed. He was there with a date, a handsome activist type, laughing easily. My heart clenched. I approached, awkward apologies tumbling out. "Leo, He cut me off, his smile polite but distant. "Congratulations on the win, Ethan. Looks like you didn't need me after all." The words stung, echoing my courtroom declaration. We exchanged pleasantries, but the spark was gone, replaced by a wall I'd built. As I drove home that night, memories flooded back. Our first kiss, stolen weekends in the Hamptons, the way he'd hold me after nightmares about prison. Had I sacrificed true love for superficial success? The city lights blurred through tears. Society's expectations, the pressure to appear strong, unemotional, especially as a gay man in power, had dictated my choice. But was it worth it? The fallout extended beyond us. My actions sparked debates in legal circles about ethics in attorney-client relationships, especially for marginalized groups. Articles questioned if homophobia played a role in the scrutiny we faced. I threw myself into work, launching a foundation for queer entrepreneurs, but it felt hollow. Leo's name popped up in news for winning a landmark case against discrimination. He was thriving without me, or so it seemed. One rainy afternoon, a mutual friend called. Leo was in the hospital, hit by a car while crossing the street. Panic surged. I rushed to Mount Sinai, finding him bandaged but awake. "What are you doing here?" he asked, surprise softening his features. I confessed everything, the regret, the love I'd buried. Tears streamed as I admitted, "I told the world I didn't need you, but I was wrong. I need you more than anything." He listened, then sighed. "Ethan, you hurt me, badly, but maybe we both needed this space." We talked for hours, bridging the gap. Recovery brought us closer. I visited daily, rekindling what we'd lost. But society wasn't done with us. Rumors resurfaced, accusing me of using his accident for PR. Protests outside my office demanded transparency. The gay community split. Some rooted for our reunion, others decried it as toxic. Navigating this, we faced our demons. Leo admitted his fear of abandonment stemmed from his family. I confronted my ambition's cost. Therapy helped, but external pressures mounted. A conservative group filed complaints against Leo's license, citing our past. We fought back together, turning it into advocacy. In the end, love prevailed, but not without scars. We moved forward, committed, but the world watched, judging. The hospital discharge marked a tentative new beginning. Leo moved into my penthouse temporarily for recovery, his leg in a cast making stairs impossible in his walk-up. At first, it was practical: meals, meds, physical therapy sessions. But intimacy crept back. Shared laughs over bad TV, his hand in mine during doctor visits. "This feels right," he whispered one night, stars twinkling outside the window. Yet reality intruded. My board called an emergency meeting. "Ethan, this reunion is bad optics. Investors are nervous." I defended us fiercely. "My personal life is off limits." But leaks happened, photos of us together surfaced online. Ethan and Leo back trended, with supporters and haters clashing. A prominent gay influencer posted, "Is this love or damage control? Ethan betrayed him once. Who's to say he won't again?" Leo saw the post, his face clouding. "Maybe they're right. We rushed this." Doubt seeded arguments. He questioned my motives. I accused him of paranoia. One heated night, he packed a bag. "I can't do this if it's just guilt." I blocked the door, pleading, "It's not. I love you." He stayed, but tension lingered. Work suffered. InnovateAI's latest app launch flopped amid boycott calls from those viewing me as inauthentic. How can a queer leader preach empowerment when he discards people like yesterday's news? Read one op-ed. I countered with interviews, sharing our story honestly, but vulnerability invited more scrutiny. Leo's practice boomed with clients inspired by his resilience, yet he faced backlash too, colleagues whispering about favoritism. Family dynamics added layers. My parents, liberal New Englanders, supported us, but Leo's estranged family reached out post-accident, only to recoil upon learning of me. His mother called, "This lifestyle is why bad things happen," crushed him, reopening old wounds. We attended a support group for LGBTQ couples, hearing similar tales of societal rejection. One man shared losing his job over his marriage. Another, custody of his kids. It contextualized our struggles, not unique, but amplified by publicity. A turning point came at Pride Month. We marched together, holding hands amid cheers and jeers. A protester yelled, "Traitor!" at me, but Leo squeezed my hand. "Ignore them. We're real." Media captured the moment, shifting narrative slightly. Articles praised our perseverance, sparking discussions on forgiveness in relationships. But controversy brewed. An anonymous source claimed I'd paid off witnesses in my trial, implicating Leo. Investigations ensued. We lawyered up, ironically, together. Nights blurred into strategy sessions, echoing our past but with roles reversed. "We'll beat this," I echoed his old words. He smiled faintly. Deja vu. The probe cleared us, but damage was done. Trust eroded in pockets of the community. We hosted a town hall, fielding tough questions. "Why should we believe you now?" I admitted faults. I was scared. Society pushes us to hide love, but I'm done hiding. Leo added, "Forgiveness isn't weakness. It's strength." Personal growth emerged. I stepped back from CEO duties, focusing on advocacy. Leo expanded his pro bono work. Our bond deepened through trials, but questions loomed. Could love survive constant assault? Summer brought respite, a trip to Cape Cod. Beach walks, sunsets, no cameras. "Remember why we fell in love?" he asked, waves crashing. "Because we saw each other's souls." Renewal sparked, but returning to the city reignited conflicts. A major investor pulled out, citing distractions. Board infighting peaked. Allies deserted. Leo suggested relocating. Start fresh somewhere quieter. But my roots were in New York, the energy, the fight. Running feels like giving up, I argued. The climax approached with a gala honoring queer leaders. I was nominated, Leo my +1. Rumors swirled of a proposal. Instead, drama unfolded. An ex-employee crashed, accusing me of harassment during the scandal. Chaos ensued. Security escorted him out, but phones recorded everything. The gala incident exploded across headlines. Tech mogul Ethan Reed accused of harassment at Pride event. My world tilted again. The ex-employee, Jake, a former intern, claimed I'd made advances during the trial stress, blurring lines. It was false, I barely remembered him, but in the Me Too era, accusations stuck like glue. Social media crucified me. Another powerful gay man abusing position? Supporters dwindled. Even some friends ghosted. Leo stood by me, but strain showed. "Tell me the truth," he demanded in our living room, rain pattering against windows. "Nothing happened," I swore. "We hired investigators." Evidence pointed to Jake being paid by rivals to smear me, but mud slung far. Leo's clients questioned associating with him. "Your partner's drama affects us." Community rifts deepened. Forums debated. Is Ethan a victim of homophobia or a perpetrator? Panels dissected power dynamics in gay relationships, citing our age gap, me at 32, Leo 35, as problematic. Older lawyer praise on young CEO? Twisted narratives ignored facts. We countered with statements, but exhaustion set in. Therapy sessions intensified. Our counselor probed, "What does love mean when society's against it?" Leo admitted resentment. "I gave up everything for you once. I confessed ambition's toll. I pushed you away to protect myself." Breakthroughs came, but external battles raged. Legal action against Jake loomed. Discovery revealed ties to conservative groups opposing LGBTQ rights. "This is bigger than us," Leo said. We allied with advocacy organizations, turning personal hell into a cause. Press conferences highlighted weaponized accusations against queer figures. Support trickled back. A viral thread from a journalist exposed the setup. Ethan's story. Smear campaign or truth? Facts emerged. Jake's history of false claims. Vindication felt bittersweet. Reputation scarred. Intimacy suffered. Nights once filled with passion now held silence. "Do you still want this?" I asked one dawn. Leo pulled me close. "Yes, but we need to redefine us." We volunteered at shelters, grounding in purpose beyond drama. Fall brought elections. Politicians used our story for agendas. Liberals championed us as resilience symbols. Conservatives decried moral decay. Protests outside our building turned ugly. Signs reading "No room for betrayers in our community." Security tightened. Paranoia grew. A low point. Leo relapsed into doubt after a family call. His brother, somewhat reconciliatory, warned, "That man's trouble." He distanced briefly, staying with friends. Alone, I reflected on choices. Firing him, reuniting rashly. Was love worth the chaos? Reconciliation came via a letter I wrote. I declared I didn't need you. Forgetting you were my anchor. He returned, tears in eyes. We fight together now. But society pushed back. A documentary pitch approached. The lawyer and the CEO, love on trial. We declined, valuing privacy, but it aired anyway, with experts speculating. Outrage followed. Petitions demanded accuracy. Through it, our bond evolved. We set boundaries, no more public defenses. Focus shifted inward. Cooking classes, weekend hikes. Small joys amid storms. Yet, high-profile friends warned, this won't end. A new threat emerged. A lawsuit from Jake, escalating to court. We prepared, roles swapped. Leo defending me pro bono. Trial day echoed the past. Testimonies unraveled Jake's lies. Victory loomed. But in closing, the prosecutor quipped, love blinds, but justice sees. It hit home. Had our love invited this? Post-verdict, relief washed over. Media spun. Redeemed or lucky? We ignored, planning a quiet life. Victory in the harassment trial brought temporary peace, but scars lingered. Leo and I escaped to Vermont for a week, snow-capped mountains offering solace. No more drama, we toasted by the fire. But New York called us back, with its relentless pulse. Back home, opportunities arose. A book deal for our story, betrayal and redemption. We co-authored, pouring emotions into pages. Launch events drew crowds, questions probing. Was firing Leo a mistake? I nodded. The biggest. Debates ignited, readers split on forgiveness versus accountability. Professionally, Innovate AI rebranded, emphasizing ethics. I hired diverse leadership, including queer voices. Leo's practice specialized in discrimination cases, winning acclaim. Together, we spoke at conferences, advocating for relationship protections in workplaces. But personal conflicts resurfaced. Leo wanted kids. I hesitated, fearing instability. Our world's too harsh, I argued. He countered, that's why we fight, to make it better. Therapy explored fears, my childhood neglect, his disownment. Compromise. Adoption discussions began. Society's gaze intensified. A conservative bill targeted inappropriate attorney-client ties, using us as example. We lobbied against it, testifying in D.C. love isn't a conflict. Prejudice is, Leo declared. Allies rallied. The bill stalled. Community healing started. At a fundraiser, former critics approached. Your story inspired me to forgive, but not all forgave. Online trolls persisted, doxing attempts thwarted by security. A pivotal moment. Leo's family reunion. His parents invited us to Texas. Nervous, we went. Dinner was tense. Subtle jabs at our lifestyle. But his mother softened. I see how you care for him. Progress, fragile but real. Back in NYC, a crisis hit. My foundation faced audit over mismanagement. Another smear. Investigations cleared us, but funding dipped. Why us? I vented. Leo, because we're visible. We challenge norms. Our relationship tested limits. An argument over publicity. You're using our story for gain, he accused. I retorted, it's for change. Makeup followed, passion reignited, but with maturity. Highs balanced lows. We adopted a rescue dog, symbolizing commitment. Walks in Central Park became therapy, discussing dreams. As winter approached, a major award nominated us as Couple of the Year by a queer mag acceptance speech prepared. Love wins, but not without battles. But controversy shadowed. Rumors of Leo's affair surfaced, fabricated, but damaging. Who benefits? We wondered. Traced to rivals, we sued for defamation. Court again. This time, united front. Win secured, but trust frayed slightly. Promise no secrets, he said. Always. Growth continued. I mentored young entrepreneurs. Leo taught law clinics. Our story became curriculum in ethics courses. Yet, doubts whispered. Was declaring independence worth the pain? Society's conflicts, homophobia, power imbalances, amplified ours. Spring brought renewal. We renewed vows privately, rings exchanged under blooming trees. To us, we toasted. But the world intruded once more. A viral video of our old courtroom moment resurfaced, sparking fresh debates. With the video's resurgence, podcasts dissected our saga. Toxic or triumphant? Listeners voted. Opinions divided. We tuned out, focusing on life. Adoption progressed. We welcomed a foster teen, Mia, whose story mirrored Leo's. You're safe here, we assured her. Parenting added depth, teaching patience amid chaos. Professionally, peaks hit. Innovate AI went public successfully. Leo argued a Supreme Court case on LGBTQ rights, citing our experiences. Wins celebrated quietly, lessons learned. But societal clashes persisted. Mia faced bullying over two dads. We advocated at school boards, exposing biases. Family is love, not form, I stated. Changes implemented, but resistance lingered. Internal reflections deepened. Late nights, Leo asked, regret firing me? Every day, I admitted. But it led here. He nodded. Growth through pain. Community roles evolved. We founded a support network for queer professionals, addressing isolation. Workshops tackled ethics, relationships, mental health. A final trial, conservative media outed Mia's past, violating privacy. Outrage ensued. Lawsuits filed. Victory, but innocence lost. Why can't we just be? Mia cried. We hugged her. We're fighting for your future. As years blurred, our love endured, weathered but strong. Scars reminded of battles, societal judgments, personal choices. In quiet moments, I pondered. Had I truly forgotten that love, or denied it to survive? Was declaring to the world that I didn't need Leo the ultimate betrayal, or a necessary step toward authentic reunion?